Hi everybody, Heather here from Heather's Hobby Haven, and today we're going to figure out how to use a Stamp-a-ma-jig. So you've gotten your card kit in the mail, and you pull it out, and it comes with all this great stuff in here to make your card, but you have this little bitty piece of paper you're going to stamp on, and you have your stamp, and you want it to be just a certain way on this little piece of paper. That's where your Stamp-a-ma-jig comes in. So let's work on how we will use that. Okay, so you need to use your Stamp-a-ma-jig to stamp onto this little bitty piece of paper. So a Stamp-a-ma-jig is this cute little T-shaped plastic doohickey, and then it's got a little plastic sheet that you're going to stamp on. So I'm going to use the one I have, which happens to be from Stampin' Up, to stamp today. I've had it forever. But what you do is you take your little Stamp-a-ma-jig and you put the little plastic sheet straight up into the corner. So it's going to line up directly in the corner of this Stamp-a-ma-jig thing. Okay, and then you're going to take your stamped image, and I already have it on my block, and you're going to stamp it with some ink, get it inked up, and you're going to take your acrylic, your block that your stamp is on, even if it's a wooden one, and you're going to have this up here like this, and you're going to take your block and you're going to push it right into the corner of your Stamp-a-ma-jig, and you're going to press straight down onto your piece of plastic. And it's going to give you this great little image right here on your piece of plastic. And then you're going to take your piece of cardstock from your kit, and you're going to take your piece of plastic and you're going to line it up however you want her to sit on this piece of paper. So I'm going to say I want my girl to be kind of at an angle with her feet way over here, and then her little dandelion puff way up here at the top. So this is how I want my girl to sit on this piece of paper. So then I'm going to take my little plastic Stamp-a-ma-jig thing, and I'm going to put it right, I have my piece of plastic right here, and I'm going to line it up in my corner, and it's going to fit right snug in the corner of my piece of plastic and my plastic part. And then I'm going to re-ink up my stamp, and I'm going to hold this plastic part down, the T part, and I'm going to carefully lift up my piece of plastic, not moving my little white piece. And then I'm going to take my stamp, and I'm going to again line it right up into the corner of, smack dab up against the side of it and in the corner, and I'm going to slide it straight down and press. And she's just exactly how I wanted her on this piece of paper. So let's try doing one where we'd have a couple of parts. Okay, so I have my boy stamped onto my piece of cardstock, my Nina cardstock, and he's sitting, and I want him to sit onto this fence. So what I'm going to do is I've stamped him onto my piece that I already have, and I'm going to take him, and I have a little post-it note thing right here, and I have it so the sticky side is on this side right here, and I'm going to ink up my image, and I'm going to stamp as close as I can to this sticky part, so when I cut him out, there'll still be a little bit there left to stick onto my paper. Okay, so now I have him stamped. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut him out. So you don't need to cut him all the way out because the fences, I'm going to go all the way up. So I am just going to cut him out up here to his shoulder, and I've already cut him out right here. So then what you're going to do is you're going to place him on top of your stamped boy, lining it up. And because there's still a little bit of the post-it note on the back, it's going to stick down. just on the edges right here on the edge of this flower so it won't move around. Okay, and we'll set him aside for a minute. And we're going to take our Stamp-a-ma-jig. Again, I have my piece of plastic and my tea. I'm going to set them right here, and remember the plastic goes right into the corner. And I've got my stamp of my fence on my acrylic block. So I've got it all inked up, and I'm going to slide it right down the corner of my tea onto the plastic. Lift up. And then I'm going to take my boy and my piece of plastic that I've stamped on, and I'm going to line up my fence where I would like it to go. So let's say I want him to be sitting just like this. Okay, so wherever you want him to be sitting is where you're going to put your stamped image. And then you're going to take your tea and you're going to set it right back on here. Ink up your fence. Okay, and remember you're going to hold the tea down with your hand, and you're going to carefully pick up your piece of plastic, remove it from on top of your image, and set it over here on the side. And remember, it is wet, so you don't want to wipe it on stuff. And then you're going to take your fence and you're going to slide it right down the corner of your T-bar, straight down onto your image, press it. And once I've got it down, I don't need to hold on to this anymore. I just let that go and then just kind of squish my stamp down a little bit and then lift it off. And then when you peel off your little stamped Post-it note, you have him sitting perfectly on top of the fence. Let me zoom in a little bit. See how he's sitting on there? And the flower that we masked is sitting right on top, so the fence is behind all that. Looks pretty good. And then, you know, you have your little piece of plastic and you've stamped on this. I just give it a little spritz with my stamp cleaner. Or if you have a baby wipe or whatever you have, and just wipe it right off. And then it's good to go for next time. It cleans right off of there. But that's how you would mask and use your Stamp-a-ma-jig. This is a must-have item if you're going to be stamping in some small places and you want it to be exactly where you want it to go. I would definitely have one of these Stamp-a-ma-jigs. And they're not hard to use. Just practice a couple times and you'll be fine. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. See you next time.